Hey, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the brand new 2020 horror film, The Turning. This is based off of the book, The Turning of the Screw, or Turning the Screw, something like that. Hour and a half long. This is a prime example of the trailer was great. Movie was garbage. It felt like a student film a lot, to be honest, because you had a lot of panning of this like mansion. So the I don't know how to talk about this movie. I saw this movie because Finn Wolfhard is in this, right? Finn is awesome. He runs the Netflix world at this point. He runs social media. Bill Hader would not have gotten the role in It Chapter 2 as the older version of Richie Tozier if Finn did not tweet out and said, I want Bill Hader to play me in the second It. That is a true and fun fact. Look it up if you don't believe me. Finn runs the world, right? So I saw this film because Finn plays these really fun characters, and I wanted to see him play this creepy character. The only part I actually enjoyed of this movie was Finn actually playing the guitar on this like beanbag, because he actually plays the guitar. So that was pretty neat. Plays a really great. Finn's a great actor. Let's not beat around the bush. Finn is a great actor. He played this creepy character like really well. But there was no plot to this movie. The plot is this woman leaves the job that she has to go teach, leaves a school to go teach this one kid, Flora, who lives in this giant mansion. Her brother Miles is just expelled from boarding school. He comes home. The parents have been dead for years from some kind of car accident. Their caretaker recently passed away. The previous teacher recently left without saying goodbye. And then their nanny, essentially, the housekeeper. She is just a creepy old woman. Let's put it that way. So then it's just creepy things happen. You know, ghosty things happen. And, like, the kids are in on the hauntings and, like, things like that, right? And then, like, the woman's, like, losing her mind. And her mom's in a mental hospital. And she says goodbye before she goes to this mansion. And the end of the movie turns out, I'm assuming, because we don't actually have an ending of the movie, that she's actually the crazy woman in the hospital the whole time, and that it's not her mother, and she just imagined the entire hour and a half of wasted my life. Right? So you had good jump scares here and there in the beginning. The next hour of the film was just nothing. And then the twist at the end was literally the last minute of the movie, and that was it. And you're like, huh? Is she actually crazy? Like, is she just having another dream? Like, what? What's the point of this? It's doing terrible on Rotten Tomatoes for critics and audience alike. And rightfully so, because there is no ending. I don't like that. Give me an ending. Don't just say, oh, it's meant for you to interpret it. There's a distinct difference between, what's that Leonardo DiCaprio movie? Inception. When he spins the top, right? And like the screen cuts to black at the very end of the movie, right? So you're like, is he still, what's he doing? Like, that's different. Because that was more psychological. This was a horror movie, not a psychological thriller movie. This was a horror movie. Horror movies normally have endings. Whether they're stupid endings or not stupid endings, it normally has an ending. Now, we're going to talk about, there's a lot of horror movies that involve big mansions, right? You know, Crimson Peak is a big mansion. You have, technically, the Haunted Mansion. Disney's Haunted Mansion is a haunted mansion. Phineas Ezra Gus, Hitchhiking Ghosts. That's technically not horror, but it's Goosebumpsy horror. Goosebumps has this big mansion kind of house. You got, I feel like an idiot right now. I'm just forgetting every mansion. Monsters House is technically a mansion. Addams Family live in a mansion. They're all horror. Oh, I got a horrible pain. I got a pain right in my nose and it's shooting on my head. I'm getting so worked up talking about this. So there's a lot of movies with mansions in it, right? Hide and Seek came out last year. Perfect movie. Adam Brody was perfect in it. Had an actual ending. It was a horror movie that takes place in a mansion and had an actual ending. It was great. I didn't like this movie. Did you guys see this movie? Did you like this movie? It was like watching a movie that was made for Netflix, but actually on the big screen. The bros that I went to see it with were not happy with it either, but we had a good time laughing our asses off at the, like, jumps and stuff, so see it with your bros. You're good. Mucho mahalo.